Hello everyone, and welcome to this presentation of our MSc Neuroscience and Translational Medicine. I am Dr. Patrick Pallier, and I am one of the teachers and module leads on the program. Here, we train the next generation of scientists and clinicians to develop innovative treatments in neurology. And this is done from the design of novel drugs or novel strategies for treatment to experimental neuroscience. That's where we work at the bench to test these new strategies on a variety of animal models, but also all the way through to successful clinical translation for the benefit of the patients. So the training that you will receive and the skills that you will acquire on the program will definitely equip you for successful translational neuroscience. I will let Dr. Tremoleda give you a brief introduction of the course, and then Dr. Pingyip will present two of the possible elective modules you could choose from. As you know, to complete the MSc, you will need to take 2 compulsory modules and 4 elective modules. And then I will meet you again for a short presentation of the module that is always very important to our students, which is the research project module.
Hiya, my name is Jordi Tremoleda, and I am one of the lecturers in the Master in Neuroscience and Translational Medicine. I am also the veterinary-in-chief of Queen Mary University, which also shows you the multidisciplinary approach that we have in this program, where we try to bring expertise from very different backgrounds, including medics, basic scientists, social scientists, expertise on clinical trials, and myself, which I am the veterinarian, and hopefully, trying to lecture and support you better and your better understanding of the preclinical science. As I said, I find that maybe a strong asset of this program is its multidisciplinary approach, where we try to bring expertise from different perspectives, but also try to bring you a very good broader perspective on the process of drug discovery, mostly related to neuroscience. You may be thinking, what will be if your background will fit into this program, or what you're going to do after this program. And let me tell you that, one of the benefits of the master program is that obviously you bring together people from different disciplines. You've done biomedical degree, pharmacology, maybe you're interested in going into medicine in the future. And obviously this program can help you to target better these goals, particularly looking forward on progressing your career on medicine, on the field of clinical trials, maybe moving towards a biotech or pharma, where obviously a better understanding of the drug discovery process will really be of benefit. Or you could be looking forward, maybe following up an academic career and undertake a PhD studies. So I would think there is a scope for everybody who has a strong interest in neuroscience. I do think that this program have that kind of approach where it really tries to cover different aspects associated with neuroscience. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us to the emails that will be provided to you. And I'm really very much looking forward to lecture you next year. Thank you very much.
Hi, welcome to the Neurotrauma and Stroke. This is an elective module, ICMN 927. So I'm the main module lead, Dr. Pingyip, and we have 2 deputies. One is Dr. Fahid Rasul, he's a senior spinal surgeon, and the other one is Dr. Afram Salik Hadidi, he's a consultant neurologist at the Royal London. So why am I teaching this module? I have a particular interest in neuroinjury. I have interest in spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, and stroke. As you can see, I have several peer-reviewed publications. So within the Blizzard Institute, I have collaborators that help me do my research, and I also have collaborators in Taiwan. This is Dr. Will Liu. He's a neurosurgeon, and he has his group in Taiwan, which I regularly visit with our collaboration. Furthermore, in Royal London, we have Mr. Chris Uff, he's a consultant neurosurgeon, and we have Shamaila Hassan, also a neurosurgeon, and we are currently involved in this severe head injury brain analysis study called SHIBA. This involves working on patients with severe traumatic brain injury, and we obtain samples from these patients, and we try to understand their prognosis. And furthermore, I'm interested in stroke, and currently we have a LIDO industrial case PhD studentship working on how stroke is affect in the aged brain. So the contents of this module is on these three disorders: spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, and stroke. And within these disorders or disease, you get to learn about the clinical perspectives. So what is the disease? What happens when you go to the hospital? How is it detected? Talk about some of the pathophysiology, and then how it's managed. And because, especially for spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, there is no treatment, then we need to find ways of trying to understand the disease. And one way is by studying the research models. And within the research models, we talk about their strengths and weaknesses, and also, are they actually good models to be used to study these diseases? And then the third part is clinical trials. So we talk about how these diseases have been studied in clinical trials, and we talk about why they failed, and what can we learn from these failures. And then the last topic is on future therapeutics. As you said, there is no treatment for spinal cord injury and traumatic brain injury. There are two for stroke, which is very good news, but then it still can be improved. And then we look at, in the preclinical settings, how have compounds or therapies have shown very promising results, and we can try to see, are they suitable for the next generation of therapy and for these therapies to be productive. And then in terms of assessments, there'll be in-course assessment and a written examination. The in-course assessment will be involving a group activity. It's 2 pages of a grant application. And the idea is that you, within your group, randomly allocated, would go and pick a topic within the theme of this module, and then you try to write a grant. It has to be something that's never done before, and it has to be interesting. There's a lot of things that you need to learn involving the grant writing, and I'll give workshops on those to help you, so you won't be put in straight in the deep end. So I'll advise you as you go along, and then towards the end, once you've written the draft, we'll pass it around the different groups, and they will critique your grant, and then you get the feedback, and you write it up. And then the other piece of in-course assessment is a grant application abstract, which is 250 to 300 words, and so you learn to write concisely, because a lot of people tend to write lots of words, but in scientific writing you need to learn how to write concisely. That's something that we'll teach you as well. And then the written examination is 2 from 4 essays. And so if you're interested, then feel free to email me if you want further information. So thank you very much. Hi, welcome to the neurodegenerative disease module. It's an elected module, ICMM 929. I'm the module lead for this module. So why am I teaching this module? I have a particular interest in neurodegenerative diseases. The 3 neurodegenerative diseases that I'm interested in are dementia, in particular Alzheimer's disease, Parkinsonism, in particular Parkinson's disease, and multineurons disease, in particular amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So within these I have a few peer-reviewed publications. I'm interested in dementia and Parkinsonism because I have a personal interest in it, especially my families and friends that have these diseases. And then for multineural disease, it's something that I was interested for some time. And also I have collaborations with Professor Andrea Malaspina. So in that research we use human mutant SOD1 mice which are the familial type of ALS, and also we have patients that have motor neuron disease, and so from the post-mortem brain and cerebral spinal fluid and serum, we try to understand about the disease, especially the progression speed. Why some people develop the disease very quickly and some have the disease but have a long time before they pass away. So within the contents, there are the three main diseases. We've got dementia, Parkinson's, and motor neuron disease. And within these three diseases, we look at the clinical perspectives. So what are the disease, what are the symptoms, and what are the management in terms of the drugs, what sort of drugs are available, and how effective are the drugs. As you all know, there is no cure for these diseases. So therefore, we look at the research model. So how the research models have helped us to understand disease, and also possibly how the research models have hindered us in trying to further our understanding of the disease, and try to maybe how these research models have been used in finding potential treatments and drugs that have gone to clinical phase 3 trials, but at the end has failed. So we talk about the current issues of these diseases, and some of the issues like within each of these diseases there are subtypes. We've got some mimics that makes the diagnosis by the neurologist very difficult, and we'll also talk about end of life, as there are no cure. The patient with these diseases will eventually come to the end of their life. We talk about some of the issues with the end of life. We talk about some of the drugs. Parkinson's has a very effective drug called levodopa or L-dopa, but after chronic use it has issues. So we talk about some of those. And then the fourth topic is neuropharmaceutical therapies. As there are no pharmacological treatments, successful treatments for these diseases, people have gone to look at non-pharmacological ways. So talk about the different types of non-pharmacological therapies available, and see how they've helped. For example, music therapy has been very beneficial for the quality of life with people with dementia. And then the last topic is biomarkers. And why we're interested in biomarkers? Because we think that many of these diseases are too end stage when they reach clinical trial. So we need to identify the patients before this end stage. And so therefore, when they give the therapy, so hopefully we will be able to, the therapy has an impact, and rather than being too late. So the assessment, there's only one in-course assessment for this module, and it's an opinion essay writing. And it's on this term, Baptists, Taoists, and Atheists. So what does it mean? So Baptists are people who believes that the amyloid beta hypothesis, so they think amyloid beta is the cause of Alzheimer's disease. You've got Taoists. Taoists are people that believe the hyperphosphorylation of tau is the cause of Alzheimer's disease. And then atheists are people that don't believe either the beta amyloid or the tau. They think it's something else. They think it's some either neuroinflammation or free radical production or mitochondrial dysfunction that causes the disease. So you need to give a evidence to support which one you think it is, and then I'll give you a workshop on how to write an opinion essay, and then for the written examination it's 2 from 4 essays. So if you're interested in this module, please feel free to send me an email and to ask for further information. So thank you very much.
I am the lead for the research project module. This module is all about your own piece of research work. The project lasts 11 weeks, and it can be either a laboratory-based project, but also it could be a clinical-based research project. It is assessed by a 12,000-word dissertation. As Dr. Tremoleda said earlier, we are very lucky at Queen Mary to be supported by an extensive network of colleagues working in various disciplines. And this network starts at the medical school, of course, where you will be able to interact and work with basic scientists, but also with clinicians. But it also includes the School of Biological and Chemical Sciences. And therefore, the add-on to this is that we are able to offer a variety of research projects from cell and molecular biology up to behavioral and cognitive neuroscience. So for instance, these are title of research project dissertation that was submitted last year by our students, and it gives you a nice flavor, I think, of the variety and diversity of the kind of projects that we can offer. Of course, this year, the opening of our labs will be subject to local and national COVID-19 guidelines. However, from the 8th of March, we have started reopening our laboratories. But don't worry, even if we were to close our labs again, there is more than one way to do research. It's not all about running experiments in the lab. We will continue to train you to research. We can't wait to meet you, to start teaching you and training you so that we start together this very exciting journey of discovery in neuroscience and translational medicine. So I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.